Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly video update for Wednesday, November the 18th. I can't believe it's this late in the year already. If you were watching today, we had a kind of an ordinary day until near the close, and we were chopping, not much going on. Then we kind of came down here and we bounced a little bit, and then we just rolled over and died into the close, down like 45 points or something like that. ES was down 46. This was, I haven't double checked, but people in the trading room were telling me that was because of New York City shutting down schools tomorrow because of COVID outbreak and COVID outbreaks, I guess, around the country have increased, that type of thing. And it's kind of offsetting the COVID vaccine news that's been coming out lately with Pfizer and some of the other ones. So again, this really kind of puts us in a questionable place. This is the SPX. We're talking about SP 500. You see this white line? This is a voodoo snow line right here. This should have held right there. And not only did it not hold, we just sliced right through it. Most of the times you'll come down and test a level, a couple of times, and if you're going to break it, you'll third or fourth try you might break it, but in this case, again, we went straight through it like it wasn't even there. Not a good sign. The vols, I'm looking at the VIX. The VIX did pick up 1.13 today, which is pretty decent uptick in the VIX, which is, you don't hear it as much called the fear index as it used to be, but that's what it is. So let's start here. We'll go out on a little bit longer time frame here. We'll go to a 10-day chart, and you can see that if you have not been watching, we've had some crazy moves. This is one of the biggest moves. That's probably the biggest move in the S&P I've ever seen. The ES was up 155 points on Pfizer drug news, whatever. Here we gave it all back, and actually that wasn't that day, it was before that, but anyway, we've had monster moves in both directions here. This is beginning to look pretty sketchy. So if we look at our voodoo lines, now I use fib levels and moving averages and a lot of other things, but if we look at our voodoo lines, it would make sense that we come down here. This is a skyline that we've spent a lot of time in the last 10 days, chopping around here. It would make sense it would come down into here. I don't know what happens. I don't know if that happens or not. It will be dependent on the news and how everything is perceived, I guess, by the news tonight and overnight and into tomorrow, and that's just on the COVID front. We still got all the presidential contested election going on. And, we went into the election, assuming that this was going to happen. And, we'll see. I have no idea what's going to happen. But, that's definitely going to play a big part in the market when we get closer to something happening. And that'll probably be in the next 3 weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks, I guess. But let's go out and let's keep this same. We're on the S&P. Let's go take this a little bit further out in time and look at the S&P here again. Let me take these off very quickly, and we'll take a look at this. So from here again, if you have been keeping up, this was pre-COVID. This was right when it started. The massive sell-off all the way down to this tree line, all the way back up. Took out the all-time high here, set a new all-time high here, took that out here, 36.45. So if you just looked at this market, especially from here, going forward, you would have no idea that there was not rainbows and unicorns everywhere, because this market looks very strong, very healthy, up, no problem whatsoever, right? And we know that's not the case. There's still a lot of scratching my head going on here, trying to get a grip on this. I know that the Fed is printing money and the stimulus, all that money goes back in the economy and keeps things going, all that kind of stuff. But it's still, we've come a long way, put it that way. But as we look at this and try to figure out from a trading standpoint what to do, we came up, this is a snow line, we went through it, we've been spending some time here. We actually closed below it today in a pretty decent way. So what that does, let me see if I can get in a little bit closer. So what that does, it makes this line now become resistance, right? So this becomes overhead resistance as we try to come back up through it. Think of it just like a fence. You have to climb over it, right? At this point, would it make sense we come down here back to this tree line? We spend a lot of time here. Absolutely. Is that what I think is going to happen? I hope not, but we definitely have to consider that. I suppose with some more bad news, we could even come back down to this retest level. I suppose. I really don't think that's going to happen. I'm not positioned that way. In fact, I'm positioned for more upside. If you guys have been listening to me the last couple of weeks, I've been buying this thing the whole way up, and it's been really nice. Now it's getting a little sketchy. This might be a temporary pullback here to just catch a breath, and then we make our way on back up here. All that is going to depend much more on news, COVID, COVID cases, COVID vaccine, election news, things like that, than any chart. We have levels on charts, and we use moving averages, and we use fib levels, and all this stuff that we use. But in reality, we're kind of at the mercy of the market right now. Nothing is setting up very well with much confidence, I guess is the best way to put it. Again, I'm still positioned for more upside here. In fact, I've got a butterfly on the SPY at 400, which is 4,000 on the SPX at the end of the year. Now, I've already scalped it once. I put it on, I don't know, I think here, and I sold it here, and I bought it back today here. Just scalping it a little bit, but I'm back in it, and I'm looking for higher prices. So again, I'm light. I'm trading this thing very carefully. I'm taking smaller, faster profits, kind of scalping this thing as I go, because I know that on any bit of news we could have big flush down here, just like this, just like this, just like this, at any point, just like this. So do not rule that out, and always know your max risk on your trades that you have on. At the same time, we could have a run like this, up, 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 up. So you have to kind of play, unfortunately, you have to play both sides of the fence here. In the short term, like tomorrow, I would kind of be surprised if we don't go lower. Over the next couple of weeks, again, I'm positioned for a little bit higher with some little light hedging on the downside, and I'm very light overall. So anyway, I wish I had more to tell you, but the confidence in the market in the direction is just not there right now. So if you don't trade and you can't watch it that often, I would be very careful in this kind of market. If you can, it does give a good opportunity. I've scalped for the last 3 days in a row. I've scalped some really nice stuff very, very quickly. But you got to really be, hand on the trigger, ready to go, watching it. And it's not easy. So anyway, that's what I've got for us today. Just be careful. I have complete coin toss here on which way we go the market. Watch for tweets and news and all that kind of stuff, but and stay light and use tight stops and take profit when you get it. So that's what I've got for today. Hope this helps. You guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.